So ZywOo right now is in some of the best form we have seen from him in a long time. And for the longest time, the best AWPer to model your game after was Device, as he had a super consistent and high percentage playstyle. But obviously, since Device has been out of the scene for quite a while now, I wanted to really take a look at ZywOo's AWPing, and I want to explain why he is the #1 AWPer you should be replicating and learning from if you want to become a great AWPer. So starting off in a game versus MOUZ, we're going to be looking at rounds 12 and 13. So in the 12th round, Vitality are focusing on gaining some mid control with a lot of players in towards this mid area. And in response to this, Frozen is going to attempt to find a timing out a ramp, as he knows with so many players in middle, the sites are going to be a little bit weak and he might be able to find a 1v1 on the A site. However, ZywOo is ready and he gets this frag with relative ease. And notice how ZywOo instantly rotates here to make sure he is being unpredictable in his positioning. And after showing some presence in window, he's actually going to rotate back to the A site and eventually finds himself in Palace, which is an excellent late round position, as it is super uncommon for the T's to be inside the Palace position late, especially in a 2 versus 3 situation. Now, unfortunately, ZywOo ends up dying later in this round, but you can see the thought behind his positional play here. The next round, ZywOo is going to start window, and while a lot of this round is going to look a little chaotic, ZywOo is able to recognize that MOUZ are not actually fighting for mid super hard, as there isn't much utility outside of some flashes being used by MOUZ early. There's no Molotovs, there's no window smoke, and the Molotov from dupreeh is also pretty important here. So he's going to throw this up towards top middle, and it allows ZywOo to focus on a limited range. So you can see here he's just holding the top mid position above the boxes, and he's not exposed to short while holding this. So ZywOo is going to react quickly enough to dodge the late flash from MOUZ, and this leads to a beautiful opening kill from ZywOo. Now again, take a look at this late round sequence from ZywOo from CT Spawn. Notice how ZywOo never lets his opponents feel comfortable. He throws out this lurk smoke, and after successfully dodging the flash from JDC, he's able to find a relatively easy frag on Frozen, who was attempting to gain some space. Now Apex actually makes the second shot a little difficult for ZywOo, who has a perfect pre-aim for the headshot position onto Torzi. And now with ZywOo in a 1 versus 2 situation, let's look at how he perfectly manages his kills. So first of all, notice the position of the bomb. It is seemingly a very open plant, but crucially it is not visible to a player towards connector or jungle. And this is important because dupreeh actually died to Dexter towards the jungle position earlier. So with this knowledge, ZywOo is going to tap the bomb and looks to find Dexter, who was previously just in towards this jungle slash connector position. Since the bomb is not actually planted for Dexter, he would have to move out of this area in order to be actually useful in this after plant situation. So after he doesn't initially take contact from this position, he's able to quickly readjust towards Palace and finds a great shot onto JDC. And notice how he instantly re-ups the pressure, tapping the bomb again, forcing movement from Dexter. And since ZywOo hasn't actually seen Dexter the entire time from jungle or connector, he focuses on the only position that Dexter can logically be in to contest the bomb, which is CT Spawn. A super nice shot and a brilliantly played clutch from the Woo. So the next example I want to give is of Vitality versus Team Liquid on Inferno. So after throwing a nade down middle, ZywOo is going to reposition towards the end of halls. So this is a pretty common angle, but notice how ZywOo is going to scope in here very early. This is important as you don't want the T's potentially pre-firing this AWP line or even being aware of the potential of an AWPer being here. So after finding one of the easiest frags of all time on Ali, ZywOo is going to beautifully reposition himself towards the B site. Again, notice how he scopes in CT Spawn super early as to not alert the T's of his presence. Now, while Liquid don't actually end up going towards B, you can see how ZywOo is constantly trying to position himself to catch his opponents off guard. So let's take a look at one last example and we'll wrap it up from there. So the last example I'll give is from Vitality's match versus Team Spirit on Nuke. So again, ZywOo is going to catch Patsy outside and he gains an early man advantage. And just look at this beautiful reposition from ZywOo to go aggressive ramp with his teammate close by. But before we get to that, let's quickly talk about why ZywOo actually chose to do this. So Magisk actually has full outside control here, and that's partially thanks to the kill from ZywOo, but also due to the lack of smokes outside from Team Spirit. So in this round, Vitality know that Spirit are likely playing a pretty slow default kind of round, so this is a perfect chance for the AWP to get some information and pick apart the extremities of the map. In this case, ZywOo chooses to pick off the ramp player in Magisk, and in reality this is a super easy shot that most AWPers should be able to hit. So with this man advantage secured, ZywOo is basically just going to catapult Vitality to a round win here, and just some beautiful stuff once again. So the main takeaway from this video is that while ZywOo is of course super capable of hitting some crazy shots with the AWP, he doesn't rely on that likes to post big numbers. ZywOo has some of the best game sense and decision making in the game, next to perhaps only Simple. But what I really love about ZywOo is that you can always explain what he does. It's always a high percentage play that ZywOo makes, and he is potentially the best AWPer to analyze if you truly want to have some insane impact on the AWP. So that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more CSGO analysis and content, subscribe and like the video. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching and peace out.